On the bench today, we've got the all-new Spyder 9 Signature Series axles from Little Guy Racing Parts. These are licensed by Spyder Tracks and feature some great innovative features that we've not seen before on an SCX24 axle. I've been waiting a long time for these and they did not disappoint. They are absolutely stunning visually, but Little Guy Racing Parts has packed these with some great features to increase strength, performance, and scale realism for our 24 scale builds. Super pumped for these, so let's jump in and check them out. We'll open the box, I'll show you what comes in them, we'll do some comparisons against the Super 8 axles, and then we'll throw them on a rig, go hit the rocks, see if these things perform as good as they look. So let's check them out. Alright guys, as always, the timestamps will be in the pinned comment down below, but I'm going to give you the TLDR version here. TLDW. I'm going to give you a hot take on these real quick and then we'll jump into the details. These axles, fully licensed by Spyder Tracks. They're built to emulate the Spyder 9 housings in the full-size rigs. We've got machined aluminum housings with the diamond pumpkins here, strengthened steel internals, U-joint axles up front and chromoly shafts in the rear. These are a plus 9mm axle, so it's going to give you 18mm of total track width addition here. Retain the worm gear and worm screw setup. We've got a 2:12 ratio up front, which is a 33% overdrive over the stock SCX24. Stock ratio in the rear with a 2:16. The axles come fully assembled, ready to bolt on out of the box. You can also buy the front and rear independently. Lots of proprietary parts on these. We've got unique knuckles, diff covers, so your typical SCX24 bolt-ons are not going to work with these axles. In the rear, we've got an integrated upper link mount, so you're not going to be able to swap that out either. Price on these axles is just about $200 for the pair. Let's get into the details here. Let's start out with the packaging. So they've done a great job with the packaging here. We've got the Spyder Tracks off-road logos here all over the box. We've even got a little warning here. It says heavy, little forklift recommended. Front axle here first, which is good because this is probably the most impressive hardware that we've got. Included in the box, we've got some additional hardware. We've got the adapter for your nut driver so you can get these wheel nuts off. These anodized wheel nuts also have the Spyder Tracks logo in it, very sharp. With the fronts, you also get a billet aluminum servo horn. You're going to need this horn to work with the steering ram that they've got in the front here. Take a look at these things. My goodness, these are just stunning to look at. Probably the most aesthetically pleasing piece of hardware I've ever seen or gotten my hands on for the SCX24. The machined aluminum housings on these, kind of satin silver color, is just gorgeous. They've done a fantastic job with these housings. We've got the diamond differential housings here, very reminiscent of the full-size Spyder 9 axles. And check out the functional steering ram here in the front. How cool is that? They've even got little O-rings here for steering stops. It feels incredibly smooth, looks absolutely fantastic. It's nice and tight against the axle housing here. You've got your steering linkage tightly situated above that. That steering ram goes out to these new knuckles. So these are very reminiscent of the ultimate knuckles from Spyder Tracks. Very different design than what we've seen in other Little Guy Racing Parts axles here. We've got a very aggressive steering angle. If you can see that, I don't know what the exact degrees are. Inside the machined aluminum tubes, we've got beefy U-joint axles here. I'm super excited to see them going to the U-joint axles. I'm a big fan of the U-joints over the CVDs. Up top, we've got this integrated servo mount here, and then behind that, we've got our upper linkage mounts. And these are all separate pieces. You can see the servo mount bolts onto the top. The linkage mount bolts onto the rear of the housing. Going back out to the knuckles here, so we've got a very cool feature here what Little Guy Racing Parts has done, that they've given us slotted rotors and brake calipers here, which are going to be interchangeable down the road. They're going to be releasing licensed versions of these calipers with other manufacturers. It's going to be super cool. Now these rotors also double as your hex. Super cool. The anodized blue coloring looks great against the silver of the axles. Man, just a gorgeous, gorgeous looking piece of hardware here. Like the front, the rear comes with your additional hardware and your adapter for the wheel nuts. The rear, while not as rich with features as the front is still very impressive. Diamond housing in the back looks so good. We've got this very large integrated upper link mount here, almost looking like the hood of a Cobra here, with this very large piece that's integrated into the aluminum housings here. So you will not be able to swap out upper link mounts. This is a fixed unit. It does not come off. It is part of the axle housing itself. Again, similar to the front, we've got the slotted rotors doubling as our hex. And look at the detail in this. So you can see that we've got larger axle stubs here. So I think it's a 2.5mm axle stub, noticeably larger than the Super 8s. Let's do some comparisons with the Super 8 axles here. So we've got the two fronts. So even though these are only 1mm per side wider than the Super 8s, visually they look much wider than that. Let me take the wheel nuts here, if I can line them up here. So visually they look much wider than just the 2mm overall that the specs would say. Look at the steering angles on these. A big difference in the steering angles. So here's the Super 8 versus the new Spider tracks. Look how much more steering angle you get with these new axles. You can see that. Quite a departure from the Super 8s, both visually and mechanically. Let's crack open the front. I'm going to compare this to the Super 8s. Well, we've got them right here. I'm interested to look at the knuckle and the axle shafts up front. Check out that knuckle design. Super cool. What's behind these bolts? Little bearing carrier there. Oh, look at the larger bearings in here on the internals. Now look at that. So you get a much larger bearing on the inside of this knuckle compared to other SCX 24s. Take out this axle shaft. Nice looking U-joint axles. This looks like the axle shaft diameters themselves, same size as the Super 8 axles. Just looks like the axle stub is a little bit larger. Alright guys, that was a good deep dive into those axles. Now we got to put them on a truck to see how they actually perform. I got two Little Guy Racing Parts built rigs. I'm debating on which one they should go on. I'm thinking I'm going to go with the Power Wagon, but we'll see. In any case, I'm going to make up my mind. I'm going to do the swap. I'll circle back with you guys when these things are all installed. Here we are, all installed on the Power Wagon. These axles are just gorgeous on here. Man, the hardware looks so good. That steering ram snugged right up against the pumpkin here, and the servo horn does a great job keeping the upper linkage up and out of the way. So we got lots and lots of clearance here with our linkage in the front. Plus it gives it such a great scale look with the steering ram set up in there. Super sharp. In the back, it's a little tough to see with the overhang here. I got to take this off, but back went on no problem. Super sharp looking setup here. They look great on the Power Wagon. This is on the Eliminator chassis kit. The fenders are cut to accommodate the bigger tires and the additional width. Look at this. Oh, look at the steering angle. Tons of steering angle on these. Some installation notes here. The lower linkage points and the shock mounts are not threaded. So when you're putting these on, you've got to use the tiny nuts that are supplied. You're going to run your bolts through there, and you're going to put the nuts on the other side, which functionally works fine, but it's just a little more difficult to work on. It's going to make doing quick swaps of your shocks and your linkage a little more challenging because you got to take the nuts off on the other side. Pivot hardware for the shocks. I'm running Hot Racing shocks here, and the pivot hardware, the lower pivot hardware, was too big to fit in here. But thankfully, Little Guy Racing Parts did supply additional hardware, so I just had to swap that out to put that in. So just be mindful of that. In the rear, same thing. The upper link mounts are threaded, so no problem putting the upper links on. Lower links and the shocks, you will need to use the supplied tiny nuts to tighten up your hardware. Wheels, when you're putting the wheels on here, make sure that you pick a wheel that can accommodate these scale brake rotors. Now, I tried a number of different wheels just to do some experimentation. Found that the Little Guy Racing Parts wheels obviously fit perfect. The RC four-wheel drive stamped Steelies in the flipped style with the hub positioned this way fit just fine. DJ Crawler wheels did not fit. RC Lions wheels also did not fit. Maz Designs wheels, those fit as well. So what you're probably seeing is anything that has the hardware for your bead locks on the inside of the wheel are going to be challenging to fit. I tried the Enduro wheels as well, which are very similar to the DJ Crawlers, and those did not fit. So just be mindful of your wheel choices if you want to use the scale disc and rotor setup here. Now I think you can take these off and run regular hexes. Would want to confirm that with LGRP though, but if you do want to run these, just make sure you've got a wheel that can accommodate those on the inside here. And last thing to note here, you will need a 5.0 nut driver on this. The adapter that Little Guy Racing Parts supplies for these wheel nuts does not work with the 4.0, which is a standard SCX24 size. You'll need the one size up, the 5.0, if you want to use this adapter. Otherwise, installation was a breeze. They went on super slick. They work great, look gorgeous. So I'm really excited to see how these things look in action. So let's pack up. We're going to go hit Crawler Heaven and put these things to the test. Out here at Crawler Heaven with the upgraded Power Wagon with these new Spider 9 axles on them. Boy, they look so good out in the sunlight on this truck. Nice balmy late January day here in Massachusetts. We'll see how long we last out here. It's super cold.
Don't forget about me.
The axles follow me in the buggy, the AX24.
Forward steering, right?
You got it.
Oh! Now he just disappeared.
Let's see how these things do on this nasty rocky section here. Bicycle bridge. Great turning radius on these. Oh, I'm stuck in the snow.
I didn't mind it. I did not. Yes, Axel.
Really good through that section, even though it's slippery. Just to see how this truck does with no brass or anything up front. All I got is the weight of the wheels to give me some extra weight down low, but it's doing pretty good.
Blue truck. And there's a little blue. Probably looks like it's a pro shop miniature truck. No, it's definitely not that pro shop.
Oh my gosh, these axles, they look so good.
Oh no. Oh no, I don't broke my axles.
So you get a shot of the rear.
I broke the thing that I have my own name.
It's tough to see hiding under there. The whole setup's working really good. Truck's performing nice too, surprisingly. Better than I was expecting.
Oh no. Go, go, go. I dare you to try that. Oh, day. Look, I'm in a big flat.
Oh yeah, you are.
Ah.
Oh, that's a good, and I keep saying over and over again, but the clearance from the steering setup is super nice. I like that a lot. There we go. Oh.
Oh, I tried to mess you up there. I'll go get a different truck too. Okay.
Alright guys, I'm gonna hit a couple more lines here. Absolutely frozen out here, but having a lot of fun with the Power Wagon. These axles are just what you would expect from Little Guy Racing Parts. They look great, they perform great. Love them on the Power Wagon here. Oh, it feels so good. They perform just as they should, just as you would expect. Love the steering angle. I am most surprised by the approach angle. Look at that they give you in the front with that high clearance steering setup. I think that's probably the biggest pro in my mind here. Obviously the width is going to give you great stability, that wide track. Suspension geometry feels solid. The thing just works really well. So nice axles. They're pricey, but boy, are they gorgeous to look at, and so far perform really well. We'll keep testing them, but not today because I'm about to get hypothermia. So I'll wrap it up today, and we'll keep working these things through different terrain, but very cool axles for sure. So I'll see you guys back at the bench. Alright guys, just a quick first run with these axles. It was just too cold and too snowy to really push these things as much as I wanted to. I will continue to test them in a variety of different conditions. Really want to put them through their paces and see how they stand up to some abuse. First impressions though, they felt really good. Love the clearance that functional steering ram gives you up front. Boy, do these things look good, especially with the SCX24 hard body here, the Power Wagon hard body. The scale appearance of these axles with the licensed housings, the steering ram, the brake calipers and the slotted rotors and everything just looks so good, and with the licensed wheels as well. Now I love what Little Guy Racing Parts is doing with these licensed parts, and they're really pushing the envelope with the innovation in these axles. These will bolt right up to an SCX24. Installation is very simple. Just note that the standard SCX24 brass upgrades are not going to fit due to the number of proprietary components on these axles. For the hardcore builder and tuner, integrated upper link mounts in the rear might pose a problem because you're not going to be able to tune your linkage placement like you could with a modular design. But overall, again, I really love what Little Guy Racing Parts is doing with these axles. We've got a really nice blend of aesthetics and performance with this setup, which is a style of hardware that Little Guy Racing Parts is really starting to master. These go for about $200 for the full set. You can buy the front and rear independently. They sold out very quickly, so hopefully they restock these soon. I'll put a link in the description down below if you want to check these out for yourself. And guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. What do you think of the new Spider 9 axles? And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in the next video.